Well, greetings, BeamNG enjoyers, and looky here. We got ourselves a complete overhaul of the UI. Yep. They completely revamped the user interface here. And this is because we're on BeamNG version 0.36. Yeah, you got quick start experiences, free roam, career, which is coming soon. Yeah, it's still coming soon unless you use that trick. And more. Alright, let's see what the more folder is all about. Yeah, it's just extras. Yeah, it's a completely new user interface. So, quick start experiences is basically, well, scenarios that are pre-chosen to you. Yeah, these are pre-made scenarios. So yeah, let's go for leisurely drive. Let's try out the new scenario, and this is only just the icing of the cake. Yeah, it's loading terrain. Loading meshes. Yeah, I can tell that once you get a new version of BeamNG.drive that some changes will be made to the levels. Yeah, we got prefabs. Alrighty. Hopefully the scenario will load. So these are pre-made scenarios that you would get with the quick start mode. Yeah, this is the new quick start mode. Yeah, and aside from that, you also got some improvements to certain vehicles and, well, some improvements to the foliage. But more importantly is that you got new configurations and revamps for the following vehicles that you are about to see in this video, as we are going to take a look at them right after this gets loaded in. Yeah, it takes a long time. So yeah, a lot has changed in BeamNG.drive 0.36. Yeah, before then, the user interface looked completely different. Now, the user interface had been simplified and made easier to understand for people that are just getting into BeamNG.drive, which I can totally understand. But it is going to be very difficult to get used to for existing players at BeamNG.drive. Yeah, applying variables, loading input events, it takes a lot of loading. And there's also one configuration that I was really excited about ever since I saw the truck get added to BeamNG.drive. I'm gonna show you it in a bit. Come on, any second now. Any second now. Should be loading. 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 Jeez. It's a lot of loading. What else should we talk about? Oh, I know. Yeah. This video came late because, well, my brother is at home. Yeah, he just moved home and the internet is just slower than usual, and I had a lot of videos to upload on my schedule. Well, I got them done. So, I got this video to do, because, well, BeamNG.drive just showed us another update. The devs showed us another update, and it was kind of unexpected. It kind of came out of nowhere, because it was very busy. Very, very busy. It's what happens when you're a content creator and you get stuck in several things. It's like putting your eggs into one basket. Once you get a lot of tasks and a lot of videos that you have yet to do, then you'll get where I'm going with this. Yeah, it seems to be stuck on loading input events, so I'm just gonna jump cut, which is what I should have done in the first place. Here we are, after an eternity of loading. Yeah, this happens to be one of the longest load screens I ever endured. We finally got loaded into our quick scenario. A quick pre-made scenario. And we also get something new for version 0.36, the controller overlay. For this controller in particular, the DualShock 4. Alrighty, so yeah, the assets are still loading in because it's a new version. It's to be expected. Anyways, let's just hit OK. Come on. There we go. Yeah. While we still get the usual gauges, we get some new UI stuff in gameplay. Yeah, and you now get the layout of the controls themselves. Yeah. It seems to be frozen right now. I gotta really get some more RAM for this gaming PC that I got. Could use RAM upgrades. Okay, here we go. Almost there. Yeah, it's still loading. Jeez. Come on. Come on. Come on. Jeez. Takes a while to load in the assets. There we go. Finally got the VVOS loaded in. Yeah, I really need to think about getting more RAM for this laptop. Yeah, there's... Yeah, here we go. This is Leisurely Drive. Yeah, and we're driving around the VVOS. Alright, here we go. Out. Oh my good golly. Should always follow the road. Yeah, like I said, this would be a great... Or someone said, well, I pointed out, this would be a great teaching tool for driver's ed. Yeah, you have to make sure you go on the right road. This isn't arcade. This is a driving simulator. You see, you have to be careful where you drive. Yeah, it makes me wonder why this hasn't been used as a driving sim yet. Whoa, jeez. Just stay on the road. Yeah, you can definitely use this as an effective teaching tool for driver's ed. It would definitely replace the rules of the road handbooks. Instead of reading one of those, you could just play BeamNG.drive and have them try to avoid oncoming traffic. Yeah, like I'm doing here. Jeez, there's a lot of traffic here. Owen. Recover vehicle. This is probably why I don't have my own driver's license yet. Because, yeah, you gotta watch out for vehicles. Oncoming vehicles. Definitely gives you the feel of scare. Well, it definitely gives you the feel of a scary scenario where, well, you have to avoid oncoming traffic. Get out of the way, man. So yeah, this is a quick scenario. How to use it. Yeah, it's supposed to be a leisurely drive. You do have to be careful. If you go too fast in the corner, crash. Just like in real life. Yeah, like, I can definitely see why this would be a great teaching tool for driver's ed, because you feel like you are at the edge of your seat. And that driving is actually a big responsibility that you have to take. Just because you're good in arcade racers doesn't mean you'll be good in real life. Remember that. And there we go. That is one of the quick scenarios. So let's head on over to the main event. Here we go. We're waiting for the bus. I mean, what else could we be waiting for? The bus should be here at any second now. Just gotta make sure there's no bully trios or snowballs being thrown at it. Yeah. In case you're wondering, those are Loud House references. Yeah, just make sure no icicles pierce the tires and no crazy athlete tries to throw snowballs and icicles at it. Yeah, like, remember anyone who's a Loud House fan will get those references. Here we go. There's the bus. There it is. Oh, wrong way, man. There it is. There's the bus. Let's enter the bus. Yeah, it is looking good. It actually looks pretty great. It looks like, well, one of those Bluebird buses I used to go on when I was a kid. So yeah, it looks excellent, and yeah, it disappeared. But anyways, let's take a look at it in its full glory, shall we? Here we are. There's our bus. Yeah, it's waiting for us. Like I said, it looks amazing. They did an excellent job replicating the details, and as I mentioned previously, it looks like an old Bluebird bus that I would usually go on as a kid. I used to go on some of these Bluebird buses when I was a kid. I'm sure that European school buses look different from this one because I am from a North American country, Canada, and we use the same type of school buses around here, but Europe is different. Yeah. And let's get inside it. Yeah, there's a lot of details here. They nailed it. They nailed all of the details here. The emergency equipment, lights, control panel, steering wheel, NES. It even has a custom frame, which school buses in real life usually have custom frames. See if we can open the doors. There's gotta be some way to open the doors. There we go. That's the door opener. Usually, well, a lot of these old school buses have like a crank handle that you open with, but not this one though. This one has a button. Here it is. Yeah. Some school buses have these power open. Yeah, these buttons that open the doors for you instead of having to use the hand crank. A lot of modern school buses have this. Alright, let's open the doors. There we go. Yeah. You're gonna miss the bus, man. You're gonna miss the bus. Just have to deal with a trio of bullies. Especially one punk rocker girl. Yeah, well, of some girl who looks like she's into metal. And wears, well, mascara apparently. You know who I mean, like, let's just forget about her and looks like there's a glitch here. Yeah. Apparently it's a glitch with the vehicle not being able to move for some reason. Yeah, it's really weird, but anyways, like, we're gonna drive again. It's really good to drive, school bus. This is one of my most heavily requested vehicles ever since I saw the Gavril MD-Series. I wanted a freaking school bus configuration of this vehicle because I wanted to replicate some scenarios. Yeah, imagine if like No Bus, No Fuss and Snow Escape had that bus be featured. And who knows if it would survive Lin Loud Jr.'s snowball attacks. Yeah, those are the episodes I'm referring to, by the way. Alrighty, let's open the door again. go. Just don't take the burrito away from your brother, man. There you go. Just wait. Yeah, doing a bit of role playing here. That's what I usually do. Because that's the whole reason why you want a school bus, to role play. Yeah, it's a very nice looking vehicle, by the way. And you want to know the best part? I'll show you. I'll show you what the best part about it is. Oh, and it's also made by Wentworth, by the way. Yeah. I always thought that they would make school buses. Check for cut seats, personal items. Yeah. Some grammar going on here. No standees permitted. That's gotta be a meme in its own. Yeah, this vehicle is a lot of fun. And it has become one of my favorite trucks. Yeah. Let's see if we can go on dirt. Just be careful not to crash it. Because this is a school bus that belongs to the school district of, well, you know, Great Lakes. According to my headcanon, at least. Don't want to damage these school buses. Belong to the school district of Great Lakes. Yeah, like, you know, Royal Woods and Great Lakes City. Let's try not to damage it very badly. Just enjoy the ride. Alrighty, so I'm going to show you another configuration of the school bus. Here we go. Yeah. It not only has a long bus configuration, but also a short bus configuration, and you see what's also there? Yep. The Ibishu Miramar just got a revamp. And it got a sweet looking ute configuration as well as a coupe. But the utes is more interesting. And we also got a revamp for the Burnside Special itself. The good old Burnside Special. It also got a coupe configuration and a stock car configuration. Oh, and look at here. We got an armored van configuration for the Gavril MD-Series. And yeah, they actually did a great job on it. Yeah. They put a lot of time and effort in putting these configurations to these cars. And some other cars also got some minor updates. Yeah, so the highlight is the Gavril MD-Series. It finally got the long-awaited school bus configuration, and I also wanted an armored van configuration. Let's get in the bus. Yeah, I want to see if they added anything else. Go to field config. And yeah, it still only has one engine. Yeah, I just wish that they would add a gas engine in future updates, because some school buses did have gas engines, even the General Motors ones that were the last to have them until, well, Bluebird decided to put V8 engines as CNG engines, compressed natural gas or LPG options, because of state laws in California. You have to have LPG variations in order to pass some emissions regulations, yada yada yada. But let's just start the bus. Here we go. Yeah, it's a short bus configuration. Yeah, has the same door opener, but it's a manual. Yeah, I like how the devs added a school bus and an armored van configuration. I wanted those to be added to the MD series ever since it got added. Yeah, it has shorter gear ratios. Watch out! Yeah, I believe that the folks in Great Lake City would usually use the short buses. I think Royal Woods usually uses long buses because I see that, well, smaller rural areas and towns usually use the long buses. Yeah, well, minibuses could save them a lot of gas, but I guess they don't want to bother with minibuses because of the safety and fact that they have less passengers. It's more efficient to use bigger buses, yada yada yada. But anyways, let's go over to the Ibishu Miramar Ute. I said the Ibishu Miramar Ute. There we go. Oh, this is a lot of fun. Whoops. Very slippery to handle. Yeesh. But I actually like this vehicle because it's a Ute. Yeah, it's especially a lot of fun to drive on dirt. Here we go. Ooh, man. Definitely see this being used as a demolition derby vehicle. Speaking of which, let's see the configurations. Yeah, so each vehicle has a new configuration. So for the Gavril MD-Series, you got the aforementioned school bus. You also got derby configurations. Yeah, that's my Rocketeer configuration for the lead sled that I had. And you also got a ram plow configuration for both the armored van and the school bus. You also got a Jato configuration for the bus. Yeah, prison bus configuration for both short and long buses. And an off-road configuration. And for the Burnside Special, you got an inline 6. Yeah, finally added an inline 6 configuration. You got a 2-door sedan or coupe as we like to call it. New grills. Yeah, you got a ton of configurations. Yeah, rat rod configuration. You got the 252 V8. Yeah, you got a flathead V8 and you also got the bootlegger configuration. And a lead sled. Oh, you also got this. The stunned configuration. Yeah, which is basically a amateur dirt oval racing vehicle. Oh, and for the Miramar, scroll all the way down. You got sedans. Well, those were already in, but you also got the various ute configurations. Yeah, and this looks like it could be made in third world countries like Brazil and India because of the 1966 to 94 date. Yeah, and you got facelifted configurations. And you got a derby configuration, the decrepit. Nice Miramars may be desirable. This one isn't nice. Get it? And you also got the GTZ Coupe, Canyon King, yeah, Mirror Mighty, Street Tuned, and the Track. Yeah. A lot has been added. Yeah, let's try out the GTZ to see if it's any fast. And then we'll try out the third world market Ute. The Brazilian Ute. Go. Yeah, can't have a BeamNG video without having a crash. Definitely not gonna crash this vehicle. Yeah, for GTZ model, it sure is pretty slow. But I'm sure that sports cars were different back then. Just gotta give it credit where credit is due. Yeah, no anti-lock brakes, by the way. Here we go. Let's crash something. So yeah, I haven't gotten around to doing any of my automation mods yet because I'm really busy. I'm really busy with my race review videos and other videos and stuff like that. So that's why I haven't gotten around to them. Yeah, let's crash this vehicle. Yeah, it's a third world market. Utes, by the looks of it. Looks like it could be manufactured in Brazil. I like the fact that they added this in. Although it's right-hand drive, I don't think Brazil has any right-hand drive vehicles, so this could be an Australian model. Which I do like because Australia is all about the Utes. Alright. We'll crash a different Miramar. Because this looks like it's too good to be crashed. Here we go. Where's... there it is. Let's crash the decrepit. Man, the names just keep on giving. Yeah, I can finally have a monster truck. Well, a crushable vehicle for monster trucks because it's got worn paint and rust on it. Let's crush it! Yeah, like this thing about these shit boxes is that you don't really care about them. Yeah, they're damaged beyond repair. Let's crash it into that house. Ooh, man. was the very good crash. We gotta find another crashing area. Of course, BeamNG is more than just the crashes. But BeamNG YouTubers usually focus on crashing, because that's how they roll. Here we go. Did you see that? Crashed really hard. But anyways, there's not much to this update. It's just a minor update that was made to add in some configurations to pre-existing vehicles and tweak some things, but it also has a new radial menu. There it is. There's the radial menu. And the radial menu, just like the main menu itself, was obviously redesigned so it could be easier to understand and easier to see. The old radial menu was very hard to see sometimes. Yeah, it even has an exit vehicle option, which is really cool. So you don't have to go around and reach for the F key all the time. Yeah, and you can also switch control vehicle on the fly. So let's switch to the Burnside Special stock car. Yeah, we gotta make sure there's no wheel issues. Yeah, this is back when stock cars were actually stock. I just wish that they added a stock car variation to the Soliad Wendover, so that we can have 90s NASCAR racing cars and a next-gen NASCAR configuration for, well, or Gen 6 configuration for the Bastion, the Bruckle Bastion. Look out! Oh man! Crashed! Let's go up to the radial menu and switch vehicles. This is really cool, man. Like, I actually could get used to the new radial menu. Here we go. Got nothing to crash into, though. Let's take this vehicle over to the gas station. So we can crash into it. who would win in a fight? This or the armored truck? Let's find out. Yeah, the armored truck wins. Just crush it, man. Ooh, man. Yeah, crushed this thing. My aim's a bit off. Here we go. Yeah! Crushed! And it didn't even make a scratch. Yeah, it got out without sweat. That's how durable this thing is. Good lord, like... It's really durable. Ooh, man! It crushed it! Jeez, you see that? It's like a freaking car that you see at the junkyard. Yeah, I'm having a lot of fun here. But let's end with a cops and robber chase. Because this vehicle was designed for cops and robbers scenarios. So, let's go. Here we go. Oh, man. See. It's so much fun. Yeah. Look at that, man. Oh, Annoying Orange and his pal should definitely consider playing this game sometime. Yeah, like, seems like a lot of fun. Can't stop me, man. Unstoppable. So yeah, a lot of fun. Oh yeah. In fact, let's take a screenshot right now. Windows G. Yeah. This is for the thumbnail. Yeah, gotta have a thumbnail. So yeah, what do I think about the BeamNG 0.36 update? It's amazing! It's really amazing, man. Like, they did an excellent job on it. Yeah, you gotta commend the devs for putting in a lot of time and effort to making an armored van out of school bus configuration for the Gavril MD-Series. Both configurations are a lot of fun, and they also revamped the Burnside Special and the Miramar. Hopefully, we'll get a revamp for more vehicles in future updates. Personally, I would like to see a new vehicle, but I think a revamp to the Pessima would be great. Look at that. Boo! Yeah, it is excellent. Yeah, and using the MD-Series with the RAM plow is still a lot of fun. Especially when you got an armored van configuration. Yeah, and you're on the run from the police. So yeah, that does it for my thoughts on the BeamNG.drive 0.36 update. Will I be able to commit? Will I be able to stay true to one of my commitments of bringing you, well, an excellent automation mod? Well, tune in next time to find it out. Yeah, like, if you want to find out, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell just in case you haven't already done so. But anyways, all I have to say now is catch you guys next time and peace out.